Hey there family, Happy New Year and thank you for clicking on today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about the red flags you see in others might be more about you. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Peter Gordon and I'm a graduate student working towards what I hope will be an eventual doctorate in clinical psychology. I also happen to be a life and health coach and I make videos on mental health, philosophy, fitness, wellness, and everything I hope can help you to lead your most profound life. And while you're here, don't forget to click the subscribe button as well as notification bell so that you're notified each week when I post a brand new video. Also feel free to share this video, like it, comment on it, and all that good stuff. Now let's get into the heart of today's topic. So the topic of today's video is all about red flags in relationships or potential relationships. Specifically this idea that the red flags you're seeing in your partner or potential partner might not be completely red flags. In fact, the red flags you're seeing might be more about you in essence. They might be more about your insecurities and unresolved issues. Now you hear the phrase red flags thrown around a lot in popular culture, and the term red flags, regardless of context, signifies a reason to stop. Now within the context of relationships, red flags are seen as signs or clues that your partner or potential partner is probably incapable of having a healthy relationship and going down the road together would be emotionally dangerous. Now some relationship red flags are very clear from the get-go, others not so much. In fact, in many relationships it may take years before those red flags become obvious. Now I'll be the first to tell you that most red flags are really in fact red flags. In fact, in my life when women have pointed out red flags that I have displayed, they were right most of the time and were completely justified in not touching me with a 10-foot pole. But there's another thing to this issue of red flags which I don't hear mentioned often, and it is the reason for this video. And that side, of course, is are the red flags you see in your partner or potential partner really red flags? Well, I'm here to tell you that there are times when the red flags aren't really red flags. And what they can be are projections and transferences of your hang-ups, insecurities, or just plain old unresolved issues. In essence, a seemingly innocuous sign can trigger an unresolved issue perhaps with a former partner, your parents, your brother, your sister, or anyone that has had a significant place in your life. Then that seemingly harmless sign gets transformed into a glaring red flag. And now you go into protective mode, which basically turns into, like a flight or flight response. And without carefully understanding what the issue is perhaps with yourself, you may prematurely end the relationship or disqualify a potential partner. Now, friends of mine have called me out on my supposed red flags that I see in potential partners. And when I take a step back and evaluate what they're saying, what I've found at times that the issue was with me, and I've basically stepped away from someone that may have actually had the potential to be a life partner. I've also seen this in the women that I have dated or attempted to date. I can think of one particular example that I'd like to share with you. Now, let me preface this story, right, by saying that when I chose to make a career switch to the world of psychotherapy, I knew that it would require a graduate degree and also a doctorate in clinical psychology if I wanted to take it, further. I also knew that I was going to be a full-time student again, which meant that I'll be living on a very tight budget, which I'm, completely fine with. So whenever I meet someone new on a dating app or just being out and about, I always say that I'm a student on a tight budget. And if you're looking to get wine and dine, well, I'm not your guy right now. And I would also tell them that I am not looking for anyone's financial support, just their understanding of where I am currently in life. Now I'll say this, pretty much most of the time, all the women that I've met while in school were pretty dope in their own way in that they understood what I was trying to do and my tight finances never appeared to bother them. In fact, they all appreciated my honesty. But there was this one time, this past summer to be exact, I had been swamped with schoolwork and I finally got a week off and decided to try to go out on a date or two and just meet people. And I met this lovely woman on a dating app, and we eventually ended up, starting to talk on the phone. She asked me what I was doing, and so I gave her the whole, spiel of being a full-time student with a tight budget, but not wanting or quite frankly needing assistance from really anyone. But then her tone shifted from bubbly to a little more serious, and she told me a story about her ex-husband who never worked while they were married despite, promising to do so. And he ended up getting half of her retirement and 3 years of monthly alimony payment in their divorce settlement 10 years prior. And then without missing a beat, she said, "I hope you're not one of them guys that want me to pay for everything." Suffice to say, the conversation did not last much longer after that, and I never called her back. Now, despite the fact that I was attracted to her, I recognized that she had perhaps never worked through the anger of her divorce and having to give her ex-husband money. And my tight budget, even though I'm doing just fine, was a red flag to her. Now, we can't tell the future, and who knows if that statement had never been made by her, if something substantial would have developed between us. But the issue here is that it was not the issue here is that what was not a red flag became one for that person because of their unresolved issues. In effect, she was potentially looking to do what psychotherapists call confirmation bias, which basically means you're looking for things in someone to validate your viewpoint of them. Now, as I pointed out earlier, most red flags are indeed red flags. And the truth is they really shouldn't be ignored. But it is also important to be self-aware enough to ask yourself, why do you see something as a red flag? What am I basing my judgment on? Does this person remind me of someone else even though they're completely different and no two humans are alike? Am I trying to confirm an innate bias? At the end of the day, family, what I'm saying is do the work on yourself. We all carry around some type of baggage, and that can and does skew how we perceive ourselves and how we relate to others around us. Until next time, family, stay well. But before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, which is my face right there. If you also want to check out some of my other videos, click any of these two boxes here. Stay well, family.